Keeper, and welcome back to On Air. Let me ask you, have you ever given any thought to what it would be like if your life as a distributor could be shown to the entire world? Really, if someone could just follow you around and watch you go through all the ups and downs, the goods, the bads, the rejections, the adulation, the excitement, the euphoria, all of it. Well, Direct Selling Live started something like that last year when it launched its first reality show called The Recruit. Today we have in the house the star of The Recruit, Mary Kay Distributor, 18-year-old Toryn Seabrooks is in the house here on Air to talk about what it's like to be a new distributor and have someone follow her around, have the direct selling community follow her around and watch her go through everything that you as a distributor go through. It's about being vulnerable. It's about exposing herself. But at the end of the day, it's all about the ultimate training tool being created. So come by and stick around and watch Toryn Seabrooks, the Mary Kay Distributor, who is the star of Direct Selling Live's new reality show, The Recruit.
When my mother used to sell Princess House.
Joined them way that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, oh, cosmetics will never sell on Party Plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
Welcome back to On Air. Today we have an absolutely special guest. As those of you who've been following Direct Selling Live know, in December we launched Direct Selling's very first reality show, The Recruit. We scoured the country looking for the proper person, and lo and behold, an 18-year-old distributor from Mary Kay landed in our laps. Today we have with us the Mary Kay Distributor, Toryn Seabrooks. Toryn, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. You've had an absolutely busy holiday season before we even get into what The Recruit is all about. But you just got back from Singapore, right?
Yeah, I did. I just got back from a really nice 1-month trip in Singapore.
Wow, and why did you go to Singapore of all places?
My dad is actually a professor over at the NYU Tisch Asia they have over there. They have a graduate school, and he is a sketch comedy teacher over there. Okay. So yeah, we went over there to visit him.
Yeah, what is his name?
His name's Mark Seabrooks.
Yeah.
And he works in the film department, so he helps students develop scripts and, just kind of develop their, comedic personalities. So he's been a huge inspiration to a lot of students over there.
Well, I imagine he's been a huge inspiration to you, knowing what I know of you after following you around for a few weeks already. Speaking of following you around, The Recruit, it's the very first reality show ever in direct selling. It is something that we, for the most part, we really haven't ever done anything like this. And why would you get involved with a reality show where someone is following you around as a new distributor?
Honestly, I think it's really important for young African American women to understand that they are capable of being businesswomen, and a lot of the time they are kind of led in a different direction and they don't really think they can own their own business. And I just really wanted to stand as that proof that it is possible for an 18-year-old African American woman to own her own business and be successful.
Now, when we talked to you before we even got started with The Recruit, one of the things that you had mentioned, you wanted to really show young adults, somewhere between 18 to 22, 23, that there is an opportunity for them if it's not just college. So it's not just for African American women, but you also want to be the face of the youth movement in direct selling, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I just think it's important for every teenager, young adult to know basic business tools, because business is everywhere in life. It's all over the place. And if you aren't savvy with business, you pretty much are screwed. Like, let's not, put it on that. But I just basically wanted people to understand that it's a lot easier than it seems. A lot of people think that they have to spend thousands of dollars to go to business school and, get a degree, but I am doing Mary Kay right now, and, the trainings are free, and I'm meeting amazing, amazing women, and I'm learning so much more than I ever imagined I could.
Well, let's just stop right there for just a second. You said you're 18 years old, and you're with Mary Kay. Now, I want to try to understand. I want you to explain to people, what was the process when someone came to you to talk about Mary Kay? Because when I first got into direct selling 16 years ago, my view of Mary Kay was, you got a bunch of old white ladies out selling cosmetics.
That's what it seems to be.
And so, I was introduced to you through a Mary Kay distributor, Brittany Herrera, who's not that much older than you. And now I look around and I see all these young Mary Kay distributors. So why Mary Kay?
It's a funny story. I never thought that I would be doing makeup ever in my life. I never thought I would be, be involved in cosmetics. I always imagined myself just painting and doing art, because that's what I always saw myself doing. But I actually kind of just happened to, what was that word, just like hop onto Mary Kay. It just kind of came into my life unexpectedly on prom night. And so I met Brittany during prom, accidentally, completely. I mean, there's no accidents. Everything happens for a reason. But I did meet Brittany on prom night, and she did my makeup, and through that, I just, automatically just had an immediate connection with her. I was just such good friends with her, and she told me about the Mary Kay opportunity, and, after that, she kind of taught me about what it was all about, and it was really weird because I realized that it was exactly what I wanted to do with my life, and I never thought that that would be what Mary Kay had to offer. And what I did want out of Mary Kay, which I have, is just the ability to give women a sense of self-confidence and self-importance and self-love, and that's pretty much why I do Mary Kay, and that's why it attracted me so much.
Well, let me ask you, you said this happened on prom night. How did you meet her on prom night? How did that happen?
It's an interesting story. My best friend actually had a little bit of an issue on prom night, and she couldn't get to Brittany's appointment. So I happened to be scrambling for a makeup artist because, just knowing me, I accidentally didn't book an appointment for makeup on the day of prom, which is just silly. I thought that I could go to the mall and just, miraculously get my makeup done, but that didn't happen. So instead, my friend, because she wasn't able to make Brittany's appointment, said, oh, you can take my place and, have the appointment instead. So that just happened to be the most perfect scenario. And I went and I met her, and, she did my makeup, and she pretty much gave me like a facial and a color appointment at the same time, and through that, I was just like, whoa, this could actually be something that I can do.
Wow. Well, I tell you, we're getting ready to take a break here, but when we come back, we're going to talk a bit about the recruit, because it's through Brittany that we came to know you, and then, of course, got to talk to you a bit, and then bring you on as our very first star of our new reality show. We'll be right back.
When my mother used to sell Princess House.
Join them way that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, oh, cosmetics will never sell on party plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
Hi, everyone. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to On Air. We just had to chuckle about that. Someone had a brain freeze and started calling Toryn by the wrong name. So let's kind of get it right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to On Air, as we have with us the star of DirectSellingLive's reality show, Toryn Seabrooks, the 18-year-old Mary Kay Distributor. Toryn, how long have you been with Mary Kay? What, 2 months?
About a little, 2 months.
2 months, and you're just killing it. I mean, you just have people from all over the place. You're just doing an absolutely fantastic job.
Thank you.
You know, you've got it. I guess that's the only way to put it. Let me ask you, when it comes to the recruit, when we approached you about doing the recruit, what was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction was shock. I had no idea that someone wanted to do a reality show on me. You know, I would always talk about it with my friends and be, you know, all daydreamy about being on a reality show. And then next thing I know, Brittany calls me and she's like, somebody wants to do a reality show on you. And I'm like, what? Who wants to do a reality show on me? So that was just a total shock, but it was a very pleasant shock.
Yeah.
You know, I had never been on, you know, any form of media before, so that was exciting in itself.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, the type of person we were initially looking for was someone maybe 30 and over, because they had a backstory, you know. They had some life experiences that go well beyond what someone 18, 20, 21 would have. However, when we got to taking a look at you, and we got a chance to watch you at a Mary Kay training session in Woodland Hills, and it occurred to us you would be the absolutely perfect person. Number one, because you're 18, and you're a young black woman, and you represent so many different aspects of what direct selling is looking for. And two of those things is age, and that you're a young black woman. Also, you have an energy that certainly Mary Kay and most direct selling companies are looking for, and you're also a woman. So you put those things together, direct selling in a big way needs a lot of what you have to offer. Let me ask you this. To have someone follow you around, and we followed you around making phone calls, and it's tough. What's it like to be exposed like that and now knowing that all of direct selling can watch you succeed and fail? What is that like?
Honestly, the feeling of just being watched while I am, you know, just doing my normal Mary Kay thing is very revealing. It's more so revealing when I watch myself instead of, you know, actually being in it, because I can reflect and be like, wow, you know, I was really feeling cowardly then, or I was really feeling confident then, you know, and I can really learn from my mistakes by watching myself. And so, you know, I look at myself on video and I'm just like, I just see when I make mistakes and then I correct myself. So it's kind of weird seeing myself in such a vulnerable position.
Well,
because
do you find it as a learning tool at all?
As a learning tool? Oh, definitely. Yeah. For example, there was one episode where I was making phone calls, and it was one of my first times making phone calls, and I think I wasn't even trained yet. I think I was just doing it just like straight off the bat, just like because I needed to get some bookings. And so I was calling people, and some of the people I was afraid to call because, they hadn't called me back, and I didn't want to seem like I was being a pest to them. So I called them, and, some of them didn't want to have facials, and some of them, did, but they didn't get back to me. So it was definitely a learning experience about just being more confident making phone calls. And,
well,
yeah.
I would say not only is it a learning experience for you, which is absolutely great, but this is the very first time that anyone has ever been viewed like this by the direct selling community. I mean, all of direct selling can watch you. So from that standpoint, you actually are becoming the ultimate training tool. Companies get to watch. They get to watch how young people think, how young people act. Because it was interesting, on the episode that you're talking about, not only did you make the calls, but you said something, and more importantly, you did something. It was interesting to watch you go to your cell phone and want to text people. The average person, 40 years old, would never think about, you know what, I want to text someone. But you picked up your, I'm not sure what you had, I don't know what phone service that you're using or text service, so I don't want to just say something. But you started texting, and that's what you wanted to do. So to look at someone your age do that, that's got to be key to how social media interacts in your life every day.
Yeah, but then again, it was a very, I was scared because I had been rejected on the phone, and I said something really key in the episode. I said, I like people calling me, but I don't like calling other people. And so once I kind of got into that mode of I don't want to call people anymore, and I'm tired, and I kind of got into my own funk, I knew I still had to get the calls done, but I didn't want to call people. So I kind of, did a little cowardly thing and just texted them so I wouldn't have to really deal with them personally.
Well, that is an absolutely great example of why you as the recruiter, what the whole recruit is really all about, is the ultimate training tool. Because just because you're someone your age, understanding that everyone in direct selling, no matter how old you are, what type of business you've been successful in the past, if you're still in school, whatever, we all have had to go through what you're talking about. And for me, even though I'm not a distributor anymore, if I was, I would be able to sit back and say, wow, I really understand what she's going through. So the empathy would really start to pour out. I would say, gee whiz, this is great to see someone else do it. I'm glad they're experiencing it and not me. However, it is great to really see it actually happen. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, gee whiz.
Well, Toryn, we're getting ready to wrap this particular segment up. We're going to want to have you back on sometime in March to see where you're at.
Great.
I want to thank you very much for coming on air, and we're all going to be watching you as you progress through the recruit.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was amazing just being able to share my experience.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Toryn.
When my mother used to sell Princess House.
Join them way that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, cosmetics will never sell on Party Plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
Well, that's Toryn Seabrooks. I think she has a tremendous future if she sticks with direct selling. As you know, being 18 years old, you really don't have that backstory like a lot of older people do. The backstory that talks about the challenges and the real reason why you got into the business. For someone at Toryn Seabrooks' age, 18 years old, it's really about, just trying to figure out what direct selling is all about. How does Mary Kay fit into her life? So she's got some challenges there. However, her life is really taking a turn as her father lives in Singapore, and her family recently got back from Singapore. Episode 3 is now playing on DirectSellingLive. It really talks about her, really shows her getting into phone calls, as all of you who've ever been in direct selling as a distributor absolutely know. I know when I was a distributor, making those phone calls could be absolutely tough. And the current episode of Direct Selling Live show, The Recruit, really shows Toryn going through that It's interesting. Her name is Toryn. Making the phone calls is one of the things that really has her torn. She's just really struggling with it, as we all know who've ever had to make those calls, particularly to those people who you know. It's going to be a fascinating study, and I hope all of you tune in to watch Toryn as she goes through what it's like being a recruit. Sometime in March, we will start off with another new recruit, and we will come back to Toryn some 7 to 8 months later to find out where she's at. If you're interested on being on Direct Selling Live's reality show, The Recruiter, a couple of things you need to know. You need to have been in the business for 3 months or less. You need to be willing to be vulnerable and let us follow you around. You need to live in the Southern California area, and you need to be able to tell your backstory, the real story as to why you got into the business. It just can't be about the money. It really has to be about why. What's your motivation? If you're interested, contact on air at Direct Selling Live, and we will get back to you. Or you can contact the recruit at Direct Selling Live. That's our show for today. I hope you really enjoyed it. We want to thank Toryn once again for coming by the show today here on air. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.